How motivated are you and your players to make sure that what happened last year doesn't happen again?
Yeah, really motivated. I think that's part of being a competitor, you know, and you're used to some disappointment, but you're not used to things falling apart like that. But it's okay. I think we learned a lot about ourselves. I learned a lot about myself as a head coach, and learned a lot about the program and being in this position. I think it's not something that can't be overcome. You know what I mean? So. We're excited about the challenge and really focused on trying to get through the adversity and getting back to where we think we can play.
You mentioned some of the things you learned. What is the application of some of those things that you learned and since the season ended?
There's so many of them, but I think for me it's really about me personally and what I can do differently as a head coach. My first time being a head coach, you know, and I was able to lean on so many guys and mentors that have been there and done that. And I really spent a lot of time talking to them about their thoughts, and really found out that there's some things that I could do differently. And I think hard work is always going to be part of being successful in any job. But I think being able to work smart and efficient is something that I've really been focused on right now as a head coach, and spending a lot of time with my leadership on our team. You know, I think we're so focused on problems and issues within a program that sometimes you lose what's your strength, and that's being able to focus on our strengths and focus on the guys that I think would really help us be successful, and that's really good for me as a coach.
You didn't make some coaching changes. What is the difference that you've seen in the coaches you've brought in, and what impact have they had on the program in the short time they've been here?
Well, I've been really excited about the coaches. I think the main thing is that they have so much experience in dealing with young men in this type of situation and coaching, and what I've been really impressed with is the expectation that they have for each individual that they coach. They've raised the bar as far as what they expect from them, and it's on the football field, but it's also affected the way that they function in school, the way they carry themselves, and the way that they work. And so I've been really excited. I think our coaches have asked our players to do some things that are really uncomfortable, you know, and really stress their bodies and stress their abilities, and a lot of growth can happen from that. And so that's what we're focused on. And I don't really have to watch these guys. They can handle themselves. And they've shown in the past that they have that experience to coach and demand a lot from their players.
You know, to win big-time college football, you got to have a big-time college quarterback. And you have a lot of decisions to make when it comes to that. Getting it down to 3 and then getting it down to 1. What do you like about your group, and do you feel like you have somebody in that group that can get you guys where you want to go this season?
Well, what I like is that we have a quarterbacks coach that has made those decisions not just once before, but many times before. And I've been with him during those times, you know, and I have an offense coordinator that's been through those decisions too, in the experience that he's had. So I feel comfortable with them making the right decision. What is provided is a lot of competition within the group, and we probably have a lot of oars on our depth chart, which means that no one's set yet on starting, and that the quarterback included, you know. So I think everyone's got to earn their right, and I love the fact that our players are competing, and there's a chance that a lot of these guys may get the position that many people probably don't know much about. But we've seen a lot of improvement in the last couple of months, and I've been really excited about what I've seen from the quarterback position. Everyone's upped their game, and that's the whole point of it.
So looking at the players as a whole, I mean, when you go through a season like 4-9, it's got to humble them. How have they responded to that, and how have you seen that manifest itself through spring and in the off season?
Oh yeah, they're definitely humbled. You know, I think it's easy to show humility when you're winning, though, right? And it's really difficult to show humility when things don't go your way and you've lost. And but the only way to get back from it is to have hard work and to make sure that you have that type of work ethic that will get you out of it. I think sitting and reflecting on the past is good to learn from, but I don't think you don't live in it. You know what I mean? So we're turning the page and getting to the next step, and that means getting to the next season. That's why it couldn't come any faster for me. And so I'm really excited about what we're going to do. I think more than anything, that's probably the word I've used the most today in media days, the excitement that I have because of the anticipation of the next season and I've seen our guys work extremely hard, and I can't wait for their hard work to pay off.
You know, Tom Homo mentioned that the program's in a period of growth and development. We live in a world where no one has any patience. Everybody wants everything to happen right now. So how do you manage that where you guys want to have that growth and development, don't skip steps, but you also have to deal with the impatience that exists in the world today with college football?
Yeah, nobody's patient, right? And I get that, especially fans. They want to win right away. And I wish there's a way you could win and grow. And that just didn't work out for us this last year, right? But we were dealt the cards that we have, and then now we have to respond. And the way you do it is to work hard, and then try to change a few things that'll help my obligations to the players. So I have to change some things that will help them grow and progress faster. Because, like you said, this is not a patient world, especially in the game of college football. And so people want to hurry up and win, right? And that's our goal too. So nobody's more impatient than coaches, you know. So we want results right now, and we want them all the time. And so, although I think our expectations are high, I don't think they're out of the realm of possibility.
Speaking of growth, you're gonna have a chance to grow with that schedule. And there's no reason to complain or whatever about it is what it is, but it's going to be tough. Yeah. How much do you guys embrace that challenge that you have, especially right out of the gate?
No, I like it. I mean, that's one of the things that drew me to the job in the first place. I didn't come to BYU just because it's BYU. Although I love my time that I played here, I came here because of the challenge of it. I looked at the schedule. It's what head coaches do all the time when they are a candidate for a job. They look at the schedules. And I looked at that schedule and I got excited. I'm like, oh yeah, that's awesome, right? I didn't look at it and go, oh man, it's gonna be tough and it's gonna be really hard. That's already expected, but I knew that there's an opportunity for us to grow and get this program to where we want it to be. I think there's a false sense of security when you play teams that you know you can beat. I think you have to go through some, this last year we had a tough front-loaded schedule that caused us to have a few injuries, and we lost any momentum that we gained from the first game. We lost it. So we had to rethink things on how to recover and how to make it so it's not such a long skid, and be able to get it. If things don't go your way one game, you really have to turn it around the next week, and to deal with injuries and other things. So we learned a lot, and I'd like to say I'm done learning, but I think that the success will depend on how fast we can execute all the things that we've learned, the lessons that we've learned from this last year. And I wish I could tell you my expectations. I don't know if it's what everybody else says, but I think a lot of people are underestimating us right now, and I think that's okay. I think it's a good position to be in.